Everybody did their part in that stinker for the Miami Dolphins. I wonder if Devon Achane, before the game, when he was running out the tunnel, looked back and said, wait, where is everybody? It seemed like that way because he's about the only person that really stood out. I thought that Jalen Phillips got 2 sacks, but now officially he only has 1. I thought he got the guy at the goal line, which should have been a safety, but they called hands to the face instead of a hold. Then he got one later in the game. That's still not a bright spot. Zach Sealer, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Oh. Terrell Dotson, welcome back. He had 5 tackles, 3 assists, and a sack. He's one of the few guys on the team that is a dog. Nick Westbrook-Akine actually made an appearance today. I couldn't believe it. It was nice. But no, overall, just an absolutely miserable game. This one's going to hurt for a while. We'll see if anything gets shaken up. 305-567-0560. Want to hear from you. Taking your calls all evening long. Let's see who to go to real quick. We're going to go. Let me find it. Okay. Kiki in North Carolina. Go ahead, Kiki.
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, good. Hey, listen. What I saw out there was a team with no effort, no heart. These guys have already checked out. And you know what makes it so bad? There's 10 more games of this to go. Mm-hmm. And the schedule is not going to get any better. We're trying to get right into what we were thinking was going to be the toughest part of our schedule. But we haven't had needs as part of the schedule yet. But, you would think that McDaniel see that his guys out there sleepwalking, that he would, get into some kind of hurry-up offense and kind of throw the defense off a little bit. But he still does that same old stuff week in, week out. I see it coming. I know the defense sees it coming. And poor Weaver out there, man, he's another. He don't have a clue. I mean, he can't fix it. I mean, you would think with a rookie quarterback that he would stack the box against the run. Make the rookie quarterback beat you in this type of weather out there, man. Don't just sit back and do the same things you've been doing that's been getting you beat week in and week out. At least with the 1-15 team that we had, they didn't have any talent on that team. This team has talent. That's what makes it so frustrating to watch this team week in and week out, because that's too much talent on that team for us to be 1-6.
You have a good point. Notice Anthony Weaver, that defense didn't look very inspired or that good. On the other hand, Cleveland's defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, called a hell of a game. Seemed like he knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And Weaver, he says the same thing every week. And again, like I say, these guys are checked out. Whatever McDaniel and Weaver are saying, it's falling on deaf ears because we're getting the same results week in and week out. And I hear people say they've been Dolphins fan a long time, and God bless you, man, because I've been one ever since 1971, and so you know what it's been like, man. I almost forgot that we were 17 at one time, but hey, that's to be said, But this team definitely needs a shake up, man. It needs a shake up, and Ross needs to not wait till the end of the season. He needs to go ahead and do it now. It goes against what he normally does. He needs to do just like his coaches. His coaches refuse to do something different. Well, he needs to do something different and not wait till the end of the season. Get rid of these bums. And then, thanks for taking my call, buddy. Have a good rest of the evening.
Appreciate it, Kirk, in North Carolina. Something needs to be done because this is not acceptable. Losing to the Browns, another 1-5 team, the way you lost them. Even the announcers on TV were like, I didn't expect this. Meaning, basically, the Browns are really bad, and they were way better than the Dolphins. 305-567-0560. Phil in Sunrise. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been following this team for a long time, 54 years, I think, and love them, man. But, went to the Dan Marino era, and he was, Danny was something else. He was incredible. But this team's lacked in offensive line and, good running game to finish out games at the end. And it's really falling apart. Tua doesn't seem like he wants to man up to, his poor play, and it's just one thing after another. And I'm not like everybody else, and I agree with everything. I've listened to you for about an hour now. Everything you've said, this team needs to get a general manager and a coach that know what they're doing, and they need to have a head coach that doesn't call plays. And, it's a mess, and I feel bad for Stephen Ross, but you can't throw money at everything. You got to think about things before you do that.
Right. Just throw money at problems. Sometimes it doesn't solve everything. Tua didn't even look at some of those interceptions like he was on the same planet as his receivers. And you know what? You want to talk, you want to open your mouth, you got to back it up. And you did the exact opposite, having one of your worst NFL games after a really bad blunder and opening your mouth. And now you have to wonder, where is this team as far as leaders, which they say too much. Where is this team now? Are they together? Are they still trying? Are they still fighting? Losing 31-6 to the Browns does not sound like they're fighting for each other very much, but we shall see what will happen. 305-567-0560. We're going to go to Mark in Pompano. Aloha, Mark. How you doing? Mark.
Good. Is this Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, buddy. I'll be Mark. I, like other people, have been following the Dolphins forever. I mean, since the 70s. And I think today's performance, and I told my son, was probably the worst performance I've seen from this team, and that includes the 1-15 team we had previously. It was ugly. But, I mean, you talked about, decisions that the team has made. We should have taken Drew Brees instead of Dante Culpepper. Mm-hmm. We could have gotten Randy Moss. We could have gotten Ray Lewis in 2 successive years in the 90s. I mean, it just seems like the organization has made one bad decision after another, and keeping the current general manager and the coach right now, we have not had an offensive line on this team, I think, since Tom Brady replaced Drew Bledsoe. So, I mean, it's been an absolute nightmare, and just hopefully it'll turn around and some decisions will be made. It's going to have to be made for the end of the season, but I appreciate you taking the call, buddy. You take care.
Yeah, I think a lot of Dolphins Nation wants some firings. They want some heads to roll. I'm like most Dolphins, I need some type of change. I don't know what that change is. I don't know what the recipe is, but if you think the team that you saw today that put up a whopping 6 points and 0 points outside of the second quarter and got beat really bad by the Cleveland Browns 31-6, if you think they're going to find a way to rally and be better as the season goes on, you're even more optimistic than I am. I've been accused many a times of being a little too optimistic. I don't know. I like to keep my hope, but then again, I'm just used to being around bad organizations like the Dolphins, like the Saints, like the Raiders. Maybe I have a problem that I need to deal with. I might have to get this Dolphins team making me want to go to counseling. 305-567-0560. Tokes in Miami. Tokes, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Dan, for taking my call. I manage a living right now for a clinic, and it just seems like a lot of mismanagement from obviously most of the people who are making the evaluations and opinions on talent and things like that. I think they made a collectively talented team, but the way they manage them and put them in position makes them as useless as, again, a 1-5 team that seems to be doing better with the talent placement and allocations. So I think it just ends up with them having to be replaced. And I don't like to fire people or try to tell people their jobs to be taken seriously or whatnot. But I think they should either get the training that they need, the help that they need, but they shouldn't continue to be allowed to make these bad decisions throughout the game.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You have no doubt. Once again, the Dolphins should be open for business with this season and these players. You think if we trade Jalen Phillips wherever he goes, you think he's going to ball out?
Well, I think we have some lofty expectations on a guy who just tore his Achilles or just a year before. So he looks like a guy who's trying to come. I think they just rushed it back because they needed him to be what he was before he was hurt. But he's not. And now they're putting him in position and telling him to do more than before he was hurt. That's just, that's terrible management.
So that's on the management and the coaching. But if he goes to a different organization and they get their organization that has their house in order, they're probably going to find a way to put him in positive situations. He'll probably play very well. And we'll say, why didn't he play well for us? Same thing with Bradley Chubb. This is my question, though. You might say a lot of the people that are up for trades, if they go to another team, they're going to ball out. Do you believe that if for some reason they were able to trade Tua Tagovailoa, he would go to another team and ball out?
I think another team, he'll ball out as a backup. And I think, again, another team is going to be better situated to accommodate his skill sets, and they will utilize him for his skill sets. We are trying to ask Tua to be what he is not, and that's the problem. And then we're trying to hope that he grows to what we need him to be.
Didn't Mike McDaniel build a whole system around Tua? Came here and said, my job is to make you the best quarterback you can be.
But like like when I listen to Kyle Krabs as well, and he always says like we have different building blocks of what we feel this direction should be. Nobody's on one direction. You know, Chris Greer has been here building this team, but he built it to each coach that has been here, and that's just not a good philosophy. You should have what's Dolphins way. That's the Dolphins way. Whoever fits that, we're going to continue that path. Whoever doesn't, thank you for being here. We're going on a different pathway.
Yeah, Tokes, I hear you on that. They did it with Jalen Ramsey. So what happened there? This is the question I give before we go to break, and thank you for your calls. We're going to keep taking them 305-567-0560. What is this team's identity? What do they hang their hat on? They don't score a ton of points. They don't stop the other team. Their special teams isn't very special. What would you say? I mean, the only thing that comes to my mind is Devon Achane. Devon Achane is the identity of this team.